So, today I want to eliminate a huge misconception in the CNC machining industry. And that misconception is, mill turns are complicated. I don't know why everyone thinks this, but by the end of today's video, I am going to teach you that these machines are honestly the easiest machines you can work on in the entire industry. So let's get into that. So what you need to understand to make this easy is G400. Now, after G400, you're gonna have B, J, R, and K. Now, how do all these work? Well, it's important before I go through each variable that you understand right now that this right here, this one line of code, is the only difference between this DNX behind me and something like a regular Lynx, like a 3-axis turret lathe. So something you might already understand, very simple machine, a 3-axis lathe with live tooling. The only difference between that and this thing back here is this. So let's go through these variables. You're gonna get this probably way quicker than you think. So first up, B. Well, what is B? That's just the angle of your B axis. Your option is -90 to 90. Now, -90, of course, is going to be facing towards your main spindle. +90 is facing towards your sub spindle. J, you can have a 1 or a 2. Pretty much you can either have your insert facing towards you or you can have your insert facing away from you. That is what J1 or J2 does. Next one is pretty much the most important one. You have R and K. Now, what are R and K? They are going to be your tip direction, and 99.9999999% of the time, they are going to be the same number. So, what does that mean? That's the most important thing for you to understand here. You have tip directions. Now, if you already understand cutter comp on a lathe, you already understand how this works. If you don't understand cutter comp on a lathe, comment down below and let me know if I should make a video about that, because it's something a lot of people need to know, I think. You have tip directions 1, 2, 3, and 4 for basic turning. Now, what do these tip directions mean? Well, I wrote out a little chart here for you. 1 is pretty much always gonna be boring on the sub. 2 is always going to be boring on the main. 3 is gonna be turning on the main, and 4 is going to be turning on the sub. So if you're doing turning work on your main spindle, you need to put a R3, K3 on your G400 line. Now, there's one thing you need to know that I didn't draw up here. 1, 2, 3, and 4 are not the only tip directions you can use. They are the most likely ones you are going to use, but there are 4 more, but I didn't want to overwhelm you. Again, you're gonna use 1 through 4 most likely, but there is. Now, you might think for like grooving on the main spindle, you'll use 8. People don't. They compensate for the tip direction of the radius in the 3 direction. So I understand these are possibilities and you need to know they're possibilities. Most likely you won't use those 4. So now, using just the normal 4 that everyone uses, let's go over some crazy, mind-blowing examples. I'm just kidding, they're not that crazy, but yeah, let's do that. Let's go over some stuff. Watch this. I'm going to literally push this as straight as I can. Watch. I'm gonna push it straight. So as always, all the code I'm about to go over is down in the description of our video below. If you want to download it, look at it, whatever, while I go through this, and see that, yeah, other than G400, this is just ordinary lathe code. So the first thing we're gonna have up is tool 9. Tool 9 is a boring bar, but because I can flip it with the J value on my G400 line, I can use it to do OD turning on my main spindle. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start with G400, J of 2, B of -90, R of 3 point, K of 3 point, and then we're just gonna face up and turn the OD, so let's do that. Yeah, wow, crazy. So next up, we're gonna bore the ID. So we're gonna keep B at -90, but we're gonna take J and flip it from a 2 to a 1. This is gonna bring our insert up. And then we're gonna use R2 and K2, not to be confused with R2D2, just realize that, but R2 and K2 to do ID work on the main. So now that you know that's what we're doing, let's run it, see what it looks like. So that right there is how you can use the same tool for like OD and ID work, but now I want to show you a neutral tool. This is a tool that at first you kind of might be wondering how this thing's orientated and located, but that's what I'm going to show you. So tool 25 is going to be our neutral 3590 turning tool. So what I'm going to do is pick a random angle like negative 19.5 on our B axis. We're going to say J2, and we're going to do R3 and K3, and that will look like this. Negative 90 degrees, and J2 will be K3. Yeah, wow, crazy. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my B axis to more of an angle, right? I'm going to go to negative 55 degrees. I'm going to flip the tool towards me, put it in the J1 orientation for no reason whatsoever. I just wanted to show you J1, J2. And it's also going to be an R3 and K3, and all I'm going to do is program it to take like 10 thou off. So that's what this looks like. Yeah, wow, crazy. I'm sorry, it's hard not to joke around. This is really simple. It's like basic lathe operations. And I just hope this video conveys it to you, how easy this thing really is to use. So now you might be wondering, Donnie, that's great and all, but that's only turning tools. What about milling tools? Well, milling is actually wildly easier on this machine. So we'll start with doing face milling work on the main spindle. If you want to do face milling work on the main spindle, you just start with G400 B-90 J0, and that will look like this. If you want to do cross milling work on this machine, you say G400 B0 J0, and that will look like this. And if you want to do face milling work on your sub spindle, you say G400 B90 J0, and that will look like this. And that's pretty much it. If you want to do any kind of angled work or work on a different angled plane, that will be G368. That's an entirely different G code. And if you want me to go over that, let me know down in the comments below. We'll definitely make that video for you guys. And that right there is everything you need to know for milling. So now that we've covered G400 and I've shown you a few different examples, now think about what you have here. You have a machine that has 60 tools in its tool changer. The SMX line, I think, can go up to like 120. You have 60 tools, which could be milling, turning, drilling, tapping, thread milling, whatever. You could load this thing up and never have to worry about clearances again because you only have one tool at a time to worry about. As with a turret lathe, you have the whole turret you have to bring with you. Every single operation, you have to worry about the next tool over, hitting the chuck, whatever. It's really stressful, right? But this is easy. I can even take things like turning tools and spin them and use them as face mills and stuff. I mean, really, the possibilities are endless. Now you might be thinking, okay, but the tool change time is slower. Well, who cares? My tool change time might be slower, but I have 25 horsepower, I think, in that milling spindle. That is wildly more than you're gonna have on your live tool lathe. So I can mill 10 times faster than you. So really, it's important that people in this industry know about this, right? These machines are really easy to work on and they're incredibly versatile. They eliminate all the problems that a normal turret lathe has. Yeah, you kind of got everything with this machine. I personally love it. And that is everything. So I hope you have a wonderful day. And I am gonna go, I don't know what I'm gonna eat tonight. I'm thinking Chipotle. So yeah, I'm gonna go get some Chipotle. See you in the next video.